Back in the book segment tonight, Weekdays with Bernie. As we reported last night, even after a deputy sheriff was shot dead in Houston, allegedly by a black convict, the Black Lives Matter crew encouraged violence against the police in a Minnesota event. The group chanting, "Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon." The term pigs in a blanket was used by the alleged killer of two New York City police officers, Ishmael Brinsley, who posted on social media that he was going to kill some cops, quote, "I'm putting pigs in a blanket," unquote. So how did the network news cover the Black Lives Matter threat? Well, they didn't. They just said no. Last night on the network news, there was absolutely no coverage from NBC, ABC, and CBS. Joining us now from North Carolina, Bernie Goldberg. Now, I understand you wrote a letter to the president of CBS News, David Rose. You're an alum, as am I. And what did you say in that letter?
Well, I was watching the evening news, and the lead story was about the deputy sheriff who was shot. And the reporter said that he made controversial comments that were deemed insensitive by some. And I guess the comments that he was referring to was that the police chief brought Black Lives Matter into the discussion at all. And I was waiting at that point for them to show that demonstration in Minnesota where the Black Lives Matter people were in effect calling for more deaths of police by this bacon, fried bacon and pigs in a blanket statement, because that would have given credence to the police chief's remarks. But it never showed up. It was never in the story. And I did get an answer from the president of CBS News, and I appreciate that very much. And he said, we tried to keep the story within the Houston community, and we did give the police chief his say. So we wanted the people at home to come to their own conclusion. Well, I'm one of the people at home, and my conclusion is that they were showing, and so was NBC and ABC, they were all showing their good racial manners. They were showing that they were the good people. And by showing that demonstration in Minnesota, where the Black Lives Matter crew was calling for more police deaths, would be bad racial manners. And what it comes down to is one sentence. If you understand this, you understand everything. There are no limits to white liberal guilt. That's what this is about.
So they left it out. Obviously, it should have been incorporated in the story because that's what the Houston police chief was referring to.
Exactly.
And all three of them left it out. It's amazing the groupthink that goes on because they didn't consult with one another. They just do it by reflex.
That's a very good point. It's because it's not about liberal media, it's about liberals in general. If you understand how important showing good racial manners are to them, you understand how they cover everything about race in America. They need to show that they're the good guys. Look, what I'm about to say is going to sound crazy, and I will acknowledge that. But this goes back to slavery. They are showing that they have no limits to white liberal guilt because of slavery. And it's crazy. We all hate slavery. We all feel terrible about it. But it manifests itself in how they cover race today and how they cover Black Lives Matter.
I know. All right, we don't have time to get into the Planned Parenthood. I just want to tell everybody that an article in the New York Times, Boston Globe, Time Magazine, Washington Post, Politico, and the New York Daily News all said that the group that did the undercover stings edited their video because it was analyzed. What they didn't say was the people who did the analyzing are tied into the Democratic Party, Fusion GPS. We invited the Fusion president on the Factor, hiding under his desk. None of these people mentioned that, and it was an astounding omission. But we'll get into that next time, Bernie. Good to see you, and we appreciate it. Factor tip of the day, if you like Ronald Reagan, we have some news for you. The tip, moments away.